next one, then I'm gonna kill you. Don't believe it, but I'm betting that you will. Stop, no, I'll let you live a little bit with the pain that I bring. You know it's only the beginning. Stop up, cause you're the next one, then I'm gonna kill you. Don't believe it, but I'm betting that you will. Stop, no, I'll let you live a little bit with the pain that I bring. You know it's...
What's going on, wrestling fans? It's your boy, Mr. Team Bringer, coming from WCC Wrestling Commentary Central. I am your host, Mr. Team Bringer, of course, and my host, Mr. Rocky Reese, and Mr. Captain Ron is here to join me tonight on this special WCC. We're supposed to be talking about Raw, but as you can see, it's 9:30, and guess what? Raw was canceled tonight due to a northeastern storm on the East Coast. They get hit by a very bad blizzard. They say it's called a historic blizzard, but hell, you want to talk about historic. Let's talk about the bullshit from last night, part 2. Now, I'm uploading the show now, so you guys should be seeing it on YouTube. And, of course, our YouTube page is WCC 24/7. So if you want to listen to all of our past shows, our show that we did last night, go ahead and listen to it. But, however, tonight is about the fans. 24 hours ago, we all saw the Royal Rumble, and some of us did like it. The only match that we did care for, and I think everybody will agree with me on this one, was the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, triple threat. That was probably the best match of the night. After that, we go to the Royal Rumble itself. They had a couple of surprises, you know, Bubba Ray, the Boogeyman, and probably like one or two surprise entries or whatever, you know what I'm saying, the Royal Rumble. But the problem was that the people that we wanted to win, like Daniel Bryan on the stage in the Royal Rumble for only, 5-10 minutes. Then got eliminated. Then, you know, when it went down to like the final 6, when I say the final 6, like, it was completely in disarray. You know, Brad White, he was eliminated. Then it was Big Show and Kane. They just pretty much just started eliminating all of the hot people. I mean, all the hot stars. Dean Ambrose, I think Dolph Ziggler was number 30. They got rid of him. And then it went to the final 3, Big Show, Kane, and Roman Reigns. And then, of course, Rusev was actually hiding under the ring, so he came out like one of the last, participants or whatever, and he got eliminated within 5 seconds. Then after that, after the Royal Rumble, concluded, Big Show and Kane was pretty much just beating down Reigns. Then all of a sudden, here comes The Rock. This was so predictable because that's all I say. I just said, well, The Rock's going to come out. If he's not going to be a participant, he's going to impact the Royal Rumble in some kind of fashion. So he did come out. He, laid the smack down as usual, blah, 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 and then he embraced his cousin, quote, unquote. But The Rock said on Twitter this morning when he was going back to Miami, he was pretty much shell-shocked because he was like, I can't believe they booed the fuck out of me and my cousin, quote, unquote. No, Rock, it wasn't because of you. It was because of the WWE just don't know how to book shit. That's the problem. And everybody told the WWE, the fans told you before they even got to fucking Philly that they do not want Roman Reigns to win, not because he is garbage. Well, he is garbage on the mic, but this year is not his year to win the Royal Rumble. He needs at least another year to build his character up, because right now he's being pushed to the main event, and it's not his time. And you see what happened with The Miz. Miz got pushed too soon, and look what happened. It turned out to be one of the worst WWE title matches in WrestleMania history, and we're talking about WrestleMania 27. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get some fans' reactions right now. Who wants to start us off? That's how you feel?
Nobody asked you.
No.
Let it rip.
Oh, my God.
Let it rip.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, what?
So nobody want to talk?
Nobody want to talk about?
Well, I mean, we're not going to talk about this crappy shitload of a situation.
Oh.
Because it was terrible.
You know what, Fresh? I mean, let's talk about it because I really want fans to really express how they feel about this situation because I'm trying to figure out is the WWE stupid or just simply out of touch. I'm trying to figure that out.
Last night was definitely bad.
Oh.
Like I said, bro, in the pre-show. No, you can't have it.
Word.
In the pre-show, I wasn't upset that Roman Reigns won. It was the matter of how they let the Royal Rumble end. Like, you know, the Royal Rumble is like the all-star game of WWE, and this is where you create a new star. You can create a new rivalry, and it's like you got to build some suspense into it, and it wasn't. It was just the ending was so dry. Like you said, Big Show and Kane got rid of all the top guys right now. They just single-handedly threw them all out. They dumped. They threw out Ziggler. They threw out Ambrose. They threw out Bray Wyatt. They got rid of Ryback. Like they just dumped everybody out single-handedly. So it was kind of like a given when they did all that. It was like, okay, well, they got rid of everybody. So ain't nobody left but Roman. And they're not going to throw him out. He's going to throw both of them out.
Right. So first, let me ask you this. Do you think that the WWE is like doing this shit on purpose to piss off a lot of fans? Because I mean, it seems like that's what was accomplished last night, and it was so bad that it got to the point where every fan went on Twitter, probably like 1,000 fans went on Twitter and did a hashtag cancel the WWE network. Do you think that
that was pure evil?
Hold on. Do you think the WWE fans pretty much had a reason to cancel the network last night because of this disdain for the Royal Rumble?
Hell no.
Well, if you cancel your network, you're just stupid because the network is bigger than what happened last night.
You dumb shits. You dumb fucking pickle.
I mean, my thing is this. It seems like Vince does not give a fuck about the fans at all. He's still stuck in like the 1960s. He still want his Hulk Hogan's, his Macho Man's, and whatever. This is a totally different era from that era back then. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, like, you can't expect to have another John Cena. You can't expect to have another Rock. You can't expect to have another Stone Cold. Anybody that comes in that's like, you know, that's going to be the new generation of wrestlers have to have their own gimmick. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, Vince it seems like he doesn't get it.
But you know what, though? As much as you want to blame Vince, it's not all his fault.
Nope. How the fuck it's not his fault? He runs the fucking company.
Just look like in a partial, like, you got to blame the wrestling fans. Like, you have to. Because it's like, we bitch and moan for what we want. Then it's like when they give it to us, it's not what we want anymore. So, and right now it's not happening, but give it time. Daniel Bryan will eventually phase out. Like, the Yes movement will only last for so long. And,
you know, Fred, it's funny that you say that because
it's going to get to a point where Yes is not even going to be Daniel Bryan's thing anymore. It's just going to become a universe thing, much like what? Like Stone Cold started the whole what thing, and yeah, he still gets a cheap pop when he comes back, and he does the what, but the universe will what anything. Like if John Cena takes too long in between a promo, in between his words, they will yell what.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Like,
that is true. So my thing is, you know, they said that shit back in like, you know, WrestleMania 28. They said that this shit was gonna fizzle. It's hotter than ever. You know what I'm saying? And everybody want Daniel Bryan to fizzle out for some apparent reason. And my thing is this. I would pick Daniel Bryan over Roman Reigns any fucking day of the week. And then on top of that, you pushing this man to be the face of your company, and this man barely can wrestle in the ring, barely can say a promo. This motherfucker up there saying suffering and succotash and shit. Now, I'm not saying it's his fault. No, I'm not saying it's his fault because it's not. I'm not gonna blame Roman Reigns for what happened last night because it's not.
So whose fault is it?
I'm blaming the creative team. I'm blaming the creative team because the creative team do not know how to write a fucking storyline. They're still stuck in, you know what I'm saying, the gaze of our lives or whatever fucking soap opera they doing back there. Because I'm serious, they do not know how to write a fucking storyline.
I mean, I like that he can't wrestle because he's obviously clearly Samoan, and there hasn't been one bad Samoan wrestler to ever step foot in the WWE ring. Now, with what they want him to do in the ring, it's very limited. So, yeah, he's not going to give you the Leaki that everybody saw in developmental, which was good. He's going to give you Roman Reigns, which is built to be the powerhouse, is built to be the impact guy. So that's why he did, like, Roman Reigns' moveset is all designed to get a pop. The Superman punch, the flying drop kick he does outside the ring, the spear, like, all his moves are designed to get crowd reaction. Like, you see how crazy they go when he did the Superman punch on J&J Security and he hit both of them? Like, that's what he's designed to do. He's designed to get that pop.
Pretty much in other words, you're designed to be a sports entertainer.
Right. That's what they're breeding now. They're not breeding wrestlers like Daniel Bryan. And I like Daniel Bryan, but at the same time, you got to look at it's like even though we want Daniel Bryan, is it fair to put, like, Daniel Bryan was on the shelf for 8 months. So while Daniel Bryan was going 8 months, Roman was running hot for the whole year. He didn't get hurt until the end of the year, and he was only gone for like 2 months. So in that instance, like, is it fair to give a guy who's been gone 8 months? He's been gone all year, no TV, no nothing. And we saying, okay, well, Daniel's down, so you're next in line. So is it fair to Roman to be like, okay, well, Daniel came back and he's still hot, so now the spot that we promised you, you can't have it.
But, bro, okay, this is where me and you gonna clash. Now, Brandon B, dude broke his neck. Got you. Okay. Roman Reigns broke his balls. Got you. Came around Christmas. Got you. Now, my thing is this. There are other superstars that you can easily, like, you know, like, push them to the main event. Dolph Ziggler. Hello? Dolph Ziggler been busting his ass ever since he been in the fucking WWE. And it's like they still haven't gave him his spot yet. And, you know, he's clearly a fan favorite. And he's still getting fucked over.
Oh, hold on, Chris.
No, they're still not even trying to recognize him for the World Heavyweight title reign he had.
What the hell?
Wait a minute, hold on. I need you to come from the locker room, and who are you?
Say, who the hell on the microphone? I said, that nigga in the arena right now. What?
Oh. I know, he in the arena. Hey, Charlie. No, bro. Whoever just said that. What was you what was your comment?
My comment was what Dolph Ziggler is that they're not even trying to recognize him for the time that they still had the big gold belt, and he was and he won the World Heavyweight title, and they don't even recognize him for that.
That's true.
They do recognize Dolph. Like, when they do commentary, well, Michael Cole recognizes Dolph.
Well, Michael Cole does, but a lot of commentary they don't really recognize him for it. A lot of times, and it's like they just put them all on the back burner. Guys like, you know, put it like this, Jack Swagger, okay, world title reign. He beat Chris Jericho, okay. Where's his spot at? I mean, he got pushed so far to the back to the point where he's not doing up a mid-card matches. And then, guys like that, guys that have had titles in the past, they just bury them. R-Truth, for instance. R-Truth in TNA, he's a former two-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Now, everybody knows that belt is the most important belt in wrestling history. Do they recognize it for it? No, they don't. They don't recognize him for it at all. Instead, they bring him to WWE. They got him rapping and everything. Okay, that's his forte. But the thing is, they don't recognize him for the talent that he really is. You know, they got him doing a bunch of goofball things, a bunch of goofball storylines. Either he going and he either winning, and it's a sloppy win, or he just jobbing out. And that's not how you treat somebody like that. You know what I'm saying?
And who are you?
My name is Taiwan Wright.
Oh, okay. All right. Welcome to the show. I know you. You didn't sound familiar to me, but welcome to the show.
Thank you.
But yeah, are you a wrestler or are you just a fan?
I'm actually a wrestler.
Okay.
And I'm a fan.
Okay. Now, have you played with the WWE? Like, you know, have you went out for tryouts or whatever? Or
well, let me see. Back in the day when WCW was open, I tried to go to the power plant and everything, tried out with them. But I couldn't afford it because of the money that it's trying to charge and everything like that. That was a lot of money at the time, and I was trying to take care of my household. You know, got to take care of the house first. So as far as the WWE is concerned, you know, I mean, I wrestled with some of the guys that's been in the WWE and everything like that and all that. It's just about, you know, how you want to carry yourself, you know, like you talk about with original gimmicks and everything like that. You know, and I try to carry myself as a guy that try to be original with everything and all that, you know, big guy and all that stuff like that. But see, I'm a big guy that expect all just power moves, but, you know, I do a lot of technical stuff as well, you know, just to show people that, hey, I can hang in there with guys that's real fast or guys that's just moving around or whatever the case may be. And I tended to do pretty good, you know, but you know, you go to some places like that, all they want you to do is kill them quick. Because I'm a big man, they would just want me to kill them quick. Body slam them, throw them up in the air, flip them like a coin. Don't care how it goes or whatever the case may be. And then bam, it's over with. You know, I mean, the promoters, you know, they tell you what they want. But the thing is, you go out there, you listen to those fans, and you doing something that those fans like, and you getting a pop out of it. And you thinking in your head, you thinking, okay, well, let me see if I do something else to go and get another pop. You get more pops out of it. Then, you know, you listen to them fans, you know what I'm saying? You like, you know what? These people like what I'm doing, so I'm going to give these people what they want. The promoter's just going to have to be pissed. You know, and that's what I've been doing most of my career, you know what I'm saying? I've been wrestling for about 10 years now, you know, and, I mean, it tends to work. If you listen to the fans most of the time, it tends to work. But, you know, just like you say, you can't get everything handed to you. Right. You know, that stuff has to be worked in and all that. And, you know, and a lot of the stuff that goes on today, it has to make sense. And a lot of it don't make sense at all.
No, it really doesn't. And, you know, the Royal Rumble last night was a prime example that whoever in the back was booking that shit, they said that one of them was pissing in their pants, and they was like panicking and saying, "Oh my God, what happened if the fans don't like this?" Well, what dumb motherfucker? I mean, come on now, the fans is telling you who they want to be pushed. Dolph Ziggler, you know what I'm saying? Wow. I mean, they got Dolph Ziggler. Okay, you got Roman Reigns. Then you got Daniel Bryan, and I'm sorry, but you know. Ryback, dumb fuck. Sorry, not on duty, but still, I mean.
No. Oh, okay.
The fans are you want to be back a little more. I know you want to be all about the fans and all, but unfortunately, it doesn't matter what the fans think anymore because they don't even know what the fuck they want. They got proven last night. The biggest pop of that entire Royal Rumble came from two different bodies, Brock Lesnar and Bubba Ray Dudley. That was it. How fucking sad is that? Not even Daniel Bryan's yes chant. This pretty much is proven right here that the yes chant is dying. That Daniel Bryan's yes chant didn't even get that big of a pop as when that firework went down and that music hit and Bubba Ray Dudley came strutting out of there. That was the loudest pop of that entire Royal Rumble. And then the rest of that time, the fans are sitting here booing and chanting, "We want Rusev, run Rusev." I mean, they picked the wrong place
to hold a major pay-per-view like the Royal Rumble. They picked Philadelphia, and that fan base is beyond flip-floppy, fickle, like there's no fucking order. It's the same fans that really are stuck in that old school. They're stuck in those old school days.
Well, see, the reason why the pop was for Bubba, because you got to think, Philadelphia, where Bubba made his name at.
ECW.
Far as New York or Philly, he made his name in both of those places big time. And ECW ran Philadelphia a lot, and in New York. And see, Bubba, that was a smart move bringing Bubba in. Now the question is Devon going to be coming back? That's the problem.
Yeah, because you can have a Devon 2.0, R-Truth. You can't have that.
Nope.
Can't have that at all.
And I get it. I get the whole thing about basically, the matters like WWE have for basically bringing back Bubba Ray Dudley at the most opportune time, the most opportune place. But if you look at that thing from start to finish, was that crowd as into it as you expected it to be? Did the crowd get all pumped up and jacked up?
The crowd was very dead. It was very dry. Like it was like I knew the crowd was going to be dead by the time the Royal Rumble came because the Usos didn't even get the Usos have been getting a lot of pops lately. Like everybody loves the Usos. When we say ooh, you say oh, and they do the war dance. Everybody loves that. So when you don't pop for the Usos, I know it's going to be a bad night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mizdow, he been getting a lot of pops, and I'm proud. Thing is, I'm proud of Mizdow because he took his role and he ran with it, and he made it his own, and he's been getting a lot of pops with it, and I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him for that.
Yeah, now
I'm waiting on Mizdow's FaceTime. I'm waiting on Mizdow's FaceTime.
Yeah, I think it started last night because if you saw when he told Miz, man, fuck you, I'm going into the Rumble. I was like, I don't care about you. That's it. That was like, that's the beginning right there of them two coming apart.
Yeah.
Now, Kofi Kingston, that's can't really, I don't want to talk about Kofi. I can't stop ranting on Kofi because Kofi, I've always been a Kofi, fan. I've always been. The problem is with him is he is like, no offense to everybody that's black or whatever, you know what I'm saying, because I'm black as hell too. He is fucking an official house nigga, straight up. Bottom line. Because my thing is this, like, you have your spots. You always have your WrestleMania spots. You have your Royal Rumble spots. Then you get eliminated. And you don't have nothing to show for it. You know what I'm saying? He's like pretty much another Shelton Benjamin. I said, you allowing the WWE to treat you like this? And then you in one of the factions that's one of the worst factions in a long time. Who in the fuck gives a fuck about New Day?
Nobody.
I'm just saying. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about them? I know I don't. Because every time I look at them, I know I'm about to have a bad day. I'm just saying.
But with Kofi, though, I look at it like, I think, I like Kofi. And when they was pushing Kofi to the moon, I'm not going to, like, Kofi was, like, Kofi, Jack Swagger, they're the examples of what happens when you get pushed too soon and then your storyline kind of drop off or somebody in the back don't like you, i.e. Randy Orton, who didn't really appreciate Kofi botching the spot. And I don't blame Kofi. I don't want to take the punt kick neither, man. Don't kick me in my head, bro. I'll beat your ass after the show.
Thank you.
I'm not down on what Kofi did. If you don't want to take the punt kick, bro, don't take it. That's your life out there, fam. And if Randy kicked you and give you a concussion, and now you can't pass an impact test, you can't wrestle. So I don't down him for not wanting to take the kick. And Randy felt how he felt, and they're gonna listen to Randy over Kofi because Randy got clout back there. But Kofi is a prime example of what happened is when you get to a certain level, then they knock you down. Now sometimes you got to go all the way to the basement before you can come back up. And it's not over for Kofi yet. Kofi's still in his 20s.
I'm sorry, but that nigga's still up in the basement. He's been in the basement since 2010.
And I know he's in the basement, but what I'm saying is it's not over for Kofi yet. Like, Kofi still got time to make it back to where he was. It's just like we are in the era now where everybody we watching is young. So it's like you have to watch their career unfold. Like when I started watching wrestling, Ric Flair was already like 10 titles into it. So I only saw the last 6 of him becoming 16 times. You know, Hulk Hogan was already running the game by the time I started watching wrestling. So it's like we are watching the birth of people's careers. Like we watched Dolph go from being a fucking cheerleader to a caddy to a parody of a fucking porn star to now he is the show off, and that's the guy we want to main event of WrestleMania. So it's like we got to watch Kofi get back to that level that he was at. And I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, but Kofi is going to break out once again. It's just going to take time. Maybe it's not the right situation for Kofi. Maybe this new day is a disguise for Kofi to say, you know what, fuck both of you niggas. I don't even need y'all. I got stats. Kofi got stats on his record, though, like, that nobody acknowledges. Like, Kofi won the IC title like 4 times. U.S. champ like 4 times. He's been like a 3, 4, 5 tag team champion. Like, Kofi got stats.
Yeah, you're right. Well, my thing is, when you say that Kofi Kingston is, you know, he needs time to blossom, well, how much fucking time do you need? Motherfuckers is pushing 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and first, I agree with you, I do. But my thing is this: sometimes you can't wait fucking 10 years. You can't be like another Mark Henry. Mark Henry was sitting up there and cheesing and smiling. First, he went from a Olympian, then he went to,
hey, but he finally found his niche. And when he found his niche, it worked.
Yeah,
we were happy for Mark Henry.
See, Mark Henry is best when he's mean.
It happened 20 for 20 years. 20 years later.
But at the same time, though, that's not all booking fault. Like Mark Henry, as we all know, Mark Henry has always been injury prone. So it's like I can't give you a push if you're gonna get hurt, which is what always happens. When he came back in 06, or was that when he came back in like the middle of 05, and he was supposed to dominate Batista. Okay, so you end up hurting Batista. So like we don't like first you injuring yourself, now you injuring the fucking talent. We can't do nothing with you. You're a health risk now.
Now I'm trying to figure out like why in the fuck are they pushing Ryback, and he's injury prone.
Yep. Yeah,
because I don't think Ryback's injury prone. I think Ryback is just a little more physical than what people are used to nowadays.
That's the same thing that they can say about John Cena too.
Ryback probably would have fit well in the Attitude Era or maybe the 80s because everybody was physical and nobody was crying. Like you go out there and you take your lumps like CM Punk says, or Ryback takes 20 years off my career. But you go and sign up for UFC, which is a real fight from bell to bell. Like this is not fake. When he puts you in the mouth, that's for real.
Perfect example. It happened to me, man. I got blackballed a couple of times at a couple of shows because the word spread around like wildfire that this guy going around put people in hospitals, and they was talking about me. And I didn't know.
I'm sorry, bro. I didn't cut you off.
Yeah, and I didn't know that my last couple opponents that I had, I didn't know they was in the hospital for concussions. I'm like this, we going right at it. You give me a couple potatoes upside the head, I give you a few potatoes upside the head, a couple of gut shots here and there. I didn't know you had bruised ribs from a gut shot I gave you. Or whatever the case may be. We normally discuss stuff like that in the locker room after the match is done. You know what I'm saying? I make my apologies or whatever the case may be and so forth. We're going about our business. Problem is, here's the deal with that. The match, sometimes you're going to work stiff. If the crowd is into it, you're going to be a little stiff about things. Because, see, that's how the tempo goes sometimes. See, the crowd gets to the point now where they recognize whether it's going to be believable or it's not going to be believable at all. You have to make something look. You have to make something look good. You got to give them something. You got to give them some meat and potatoes and some gravy on top.
Right, and that's why I don't think Ryback is injury prone. I just think he works a little more snug, like Sheamus. They just a little different than what you used to. So when you get hit, sometimes that's a real hit. So Dolph, you might be going to the hospital today because we might have to check you out for a concussion because Ryback really clotheslined you, fam, and he knocked your shit off.
Yeah.
So it's not that he's injury prone. I just think a lot of niggas fall.
He's more like causing it. He's like injuring other people. He's not injury prone himself. I think that's what Chris is trying to say.
Yeah, because when when CM Punk said that shit in the interview, and I was like, really?
No,
I was
you
really
don't eat the
listening.
joystick. You play with it.
Yeah, it's just that my thing was, this is not the first time I've heard about, Ryback being a sloppy wrestler in the ring. Not the first time. That's why I kind of question it. I mean, he might be good. He might be a future, main event player. But it's just, my thing is like, I don't know. I'm just not a Ryback fan.
Hey, all I'm saying is, here's the bottom line. John Cena's the face of the company. Ryback worked with John Cena for 3 months straight. Cena didn't complain. Cena didn't get hurt. So that's the only opinion that matters in that locker room when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the nigga got buried, 2 months later. I'm just
Ryback
saying.
gimmick, Ryback as a heel wasn't working, so I can understand why you got the shuffle. But at the same time, it's like Cena didn't go out there and say, "Oh man, he gave me a black eye. I don't want to wrestle the man." Or he not crying like CM Punk. Well, he kicked me in my ribs. Are you fucking stupid? Like, nah, bro, you're just soft. That's what it is. It's off.
Of straight pussy.
And I like CM Punk, but if you're gonna go out there and do a physical contact sport like we all know wrestling, it's staged, but it hurts. Just because I know the clothesline coming, don't mean that this clothesline ain't gonna fucking hurt when you hit.
Damn right.
You think guys bitch because of Stan Hansen putting a lariat on somebody? Of course they bitch, but the thing is, shut your mouth. You knew it was coming in the first place. Why you didn't set up for it?
I'm kind of loving how I thought we were dead with the whole CM Punk chance, but apparently when they saw one coming.
Yeah, I thought so too. Because when they started chanting CM Punk, they were doing that on purpose. And I'm just like, that's never going to go away. That CM Punk shit, no, they do that shit on purpose because they know that Vince don't like that shit, But now let's talk about WWE Network. Do you think that this is really going to hurt Vince?
Yes.
Nope. I don't.
Nope.
The only reason I say
One at a time. Brian, go ahead.
The only reason I say it's going to hurt him is because these individuals out there who started the hashtag thing are all under the impression that the whole network is based upon that one pay-per-view, that this was 2015. They were expecting something new, something different. They get something new and something different, and they don't like it. And then all of a sudden they start throwing temper tantrums for about a month and a half. And then I'm pretty sure, kind of like that kid in the background. They're literally going to start doing that, screaming and throwing tantrums and start throwing shit all over the place. The problem is that they're going to really go apeshit when they sit here and they look at what's coming up in 4 weeks in Memphis when they got John Cena facing Rusev. They have Triple H calling out Sting. Most likely you'll probably have a couple of more matches added to between now and then in those little 4 week window. And people are going to be sitting here being bitched and pissed off because I'm sure in some way, shape, or form they will blame Roman Reigns for the heat he got in Philly. The fact that you got a future Hall of Famer in The Rock looking around with that befuddled look on his face as all these people are literally like booing. I mean, really? Are you guys that hard up for Daniel Bryan to come from his injury, to come from a broken freaking neck? You want Daniel Bryan to be the next Kurt Angle? That's all great and dandy. Daniel Bryan will be most likely one of the greatest champions of all time. He will most likely be one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. He will go down in history in more than just the WWE Hall of Fame. He will probably be in a lot of Hall of Fames. The problem is that everybody needs to just get off the high horse. The WWE is not going to revolve around Daniel Bryan. It's not going to really revolve around Brock Lesnar unless something happens between now and WrestleMania, let alone Fastlane. But now everybody's going to be sitting here saying, you know what? Vince fucked us. I'm not going to watch this anymore. And then literally 7 days later, they will be watching. I'm betting downstairs everybody's watching this shit house that they call Raw right now, simply because of the two men looking eye to eye with each other right now, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
Okay, our wrestling buddy. What was your name again?
Taiwan, right?
That nigga's a wrestling buddy. Hey, don't take offense to that. Wrestling buddies were the greatest thing ever to come out of the 80s and 90s. I loved them. I had a DiBiase, Ultimate Warrior, a Hulk Hogan, and a Macho Man.
So silly. Hey, dude, shoot me an IM. Because I gotta just make sure I'm giving the right person the right shout out. All right. Did you want to say something?
Well, I was just saying, as far as that buy rate is concerned with the WWE Network, I mean, they said as of today, over almost 300,000 subscriptions was canceled.
Wow.
Now, you asked was that going to hurt Vince McMahon. No, it's not. Vince McMahon, it's not going to break him. He's just going to keep laughing on his way, keep laughing to the bank every day. Just drawing out bundles and bundles of money with no problem at all. He's still going to be able to pay his bills. He's still going to be able to pay his bills and all that stuff like that. Mainly, I think most of the people who bought into the WWE Network recently was just the ones just to see the Royal Rumble and probably just going to cancel anyway until time for WrestleMania and just get back and sign back up again. I think that was what it was all about, from the get-go. I mean, you got things today with sports and all that stuff like that, especially wrestling. Wrestling being one of the oldest sports in the world existed. All right, it's a lot of, how can I say it, lowered expectations, and then you have to have the element of surprise. Especially, with a lot of the things that we do, being exposed like it is, so you got to have some kind of element of surprise, to keep the fans guessing and keep them wondering. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, if you give them everything, then there's no surprise anymore. It's be like, oh, well, this is what's going to happen today. It'd be like the Monday Night Wars, all right, with WCW talking about Mick Foley's going to win the world title, so ain't no need to change the channel to the WWE for that. You continue just to watch Raw. Stuff like that. WCW, they were filed for doing that. But, they did it anyway, you know what I mean? Because that's just to kick WWE in the nuts, So, I mean, it's not going to really hurt Vince because, everybody knows Vince McMahon. He's a marketing genius. He's a financial wizard when it comes down to the business. And Vince McMahon is all about that mighty dollar. He's going to keep on making money whether we watch him or not. Point blank.
Yeah, that's true. But I wonder how long that streak is going to last.
Well, let me see. It's been going on for 50-plus years now. I mean, over a half a century. That's a lot of money being made between his daddy and him.
That's true, but I feel that, being this marketing genius or whatever and blah, 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 why in the fuck you not a billionaire?
Yeah, that's the $1 million. That's the question. That's the question. That's a good question. Good question.
He was a billionaire, but for some apparent reason, that stubbornness attitude that he has, he lost how much, Reese? He lost the millions in one day.
Yeah.
And not only that, don't forget about spending on Linda's 2. Let me repeat that again. 2 failed campaign Senate.
See, that was stupid. If she do a third one, straight up, I'll go to Connecticut. I'd like to shower myself. You understand? Straight up, because I'm like, don't do no more failed attempts to try to be a senator. It won't work.
No. And then, you know, on top of that, all the sexual harassment cases he went through. Sexual harassment and all that stuff. And
oh, yeah, that's right. He's still paying off legal bills for all that shit.
Yeah, and the steroid cases. So, you know.
He's still going through that, too?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And don't forget Owen Hart.
Oh, yeah, Owen Hart's death. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay off his wife and his kids. You know what I'm saying?
They paid them off. Like it's some like some Michael Jackson shit. That's some
basically.
I mean, but no matter how much money he loses, he's still gonna make money. So yeah, that's the $1 million question of why he's not a billionaire. But I look at wrestling as like prostitution. It's like one of the oldest fucking professions on planet Earth. It's gonna be here after we die, after he died. Like it's gonna be here.
Pretty much.
So, but as far as like people in the network goes, like if you think the network is just what you saw on Sunday, then you don't need it. Like the network is bigger than that. Like
there you go.
You know, I watch the net. Well, when I use my network, I don't even watch current stuff. I'm more into what happened in like '93 and '88. Like I watch the old stuff. So like, you know, we cancel the WWE network. No, cancel your subscription and you go watch TNA Impact Wrestling if that's how you feel. Like nobody's putting guns to your head and saying you must watch WWE. But for everybody who wants to boycott WWE, just remember that everybody wants to be like WWE. So that's why other companies don't last long, because they try to make these adjustments to be like what Vince got, and then it doesn't really work out.
Right.
So for as much money as he's losing, he's making it, and you trying to emulate him, and you losing money not making it back.
Pretty much.
So, you know, what happened on Sunday, bad booking, you can blame it on whoever you want to blame it on, but it is what it is. And for those who are like, well, I'm not watching Fastlane, you're lying, because you're going to watch something on Monday Night Raw, and there's going to be a match that's going to draw your attention, whether it's The Rock coming back to tag with Roman, because I'm pretty sure that's probably where they're going to go after he saved him. That's probably going to be the main event, because I doubt Brock is going to be on the card, which is going to save him in appearances off his contract, because he's probably not going to do many Raws in February. He's probably just going to show up and do all of March, then do WrestleMania, and leave. So you need something to make Roman look strong going into a pay-per-view where, like, you have to make Roman look strong going into a situation where your champion is not always there. See, Roman is not John Cena. See, John Cena didn't matter if Brock wasn't on TV, because that's John Cena. John Cena can come out here and cut a promo and get a pop. But he can come out here and cut a promo that nobody cared about and still get a reaction. I don't think Roman can do that.
Oh, yeah.
So I think the way they book WrestleMania, like the way they write the story out leading into WrestleMania, is going to tell a lot about a lot of situations. And Chris saying Roman's not ready may be the defining moment. Like, I think Roman may get exposed for everything that he can't do on the road to WrestleMania, saying that you have a champion who is not there all the time.
True. But then again, you know what? Here's the one thing that I felt, like, if you go to WrestleMania, this is where Brock may not be on the show, but Paul Heyman being on could be a gold mine in disguise. Because if y'all ever notice, whether you like Paul Heyman or not, in my case I usually don't, because that's another story, Paul Heyman has this weird maniacal thing about him where usually he will dig, he will jab, and he will do whatever it takes to get like a good promo out of somebody. Mm-hmm. It is like, if you ever notice, like go back to SummerSlam. If you ever notice, when Heyman hit Cena below the belt so badly that he almost forced Cena to respond, there was some of John Cena's best work he's done in recent memory. And if you think about it, he has done it time and time again, no matter who was getting ready to face Brock Lesnar or whoever, or even if you go back to people who's getting ready to fight CM Punk when Heyman was managing him. Paul
So what you're saying is every Roman Reigns promo, we're going to get a lot of useless DC and Marvel quotes because Roman Reigns is the big hero and Brock Lesnar is the big villain. I don't have time for that, Reese.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. They ain't going to try and do that cartoonish shit because Heyman is going to eventually get Roman Reigns to speak from his heart. And it's like, this ain't going to be none of that cartoon stuff or succotash like Chris brought up earlier.
Right, because, you're talking about Brock Lesnar and one of the greatest fucking minds / managers in wrestling history. No, Paul Heyman will bring it out of you. Because that's what as a matter of fact, that's the perfect person if you really want to bring something good out of somebody, like really bring the best out of them, yes, Paul Heyman is your guy.
That is true.
But the problem is, like, can Roman, like, focus?
That good question. Good question. And he focused.
No, I'm going to be honest. Even with Rock in his ear, even with Rikishi and anybody else from that famous family of theirs, I'm going to tell you what. If Roman does not and is not able to focus, is Santa Clara or wherever Levi Stadium is, they are going to be in for a shitstorm in about 9 weeks.
But you know what, guys? I just realized something about that. Roman Reigns, being his name, Joseph Anoa'i. All right, his brother, everybody should know, was Rosie. Okay. Yep. Rosie came in to WWE, came in with, Umaga at the time. There was 3-minute warning. They both was kicking ass all over the place, beating everybody's ass. I'm talking about no matter who it was, they was running people over. All right. When Rosie when they split Umaga and Rosie up, they paired Rosie off with Shane Helms. All right, now he became some kind of superhero, some kind of cartoon superhero, almost, hero in training, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, he was the shit, superhero.
Yeah, the shit, superhero in training, as of course, as Goldust coined it, the shit. So you think about it, they're trying to make Roman pick up from where his big brother left off.
Shit.
Basically, Superman punch. Now think about it. The Superman punch. I think they're really trying to make Roman pick up from where his big brother left off.
That's some bullshit. We already have a Superman. So what you trying to be? What's that other dude name? The opposite of Superman. What's his name? Bizarro. That's some bullshit.
Yep. Pretty much. But I mean, I'm thinking, that could be what it is, man. You got this dude, he was silent, okay? Sometimes silence is golden. And when silence is golden, all he has to present himself with is physicality. And that was a big part of what Roman was when the Shield was together. He was the physical, he was the muscle. He didn't have to say much. You got Dean Ambrose, he was the mouth. Okay, Seth Rollins, he was the guy that pretty much threw rocks and tried to hide his hand. Mm-hmm. Basically, that was the perfect combo. But see, now that they're all off on their own by themselves, Roman has to, speak and everything like that. And sometimes speaking ain't good for everybody.
It's just like I just feel that he feel afraid to actually speak. That's how I feel.
What have you guys talked about so far? I'm new here, so I'm trying to figure out what you guys talk about so I can throw in my 2 cents.
Well, currently,
we're talking about Roman Reigns and his future.
Yeah, right now his future is kind of looking a little dim right now. So we covered the Royal Rumble. We was talking about the WWE Network. We was talking about some other shit. The storm over in the East Coast, and pretty much we just all over the place right now. It's just some other shit. Did you?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna come in and just tell you how I feel about the Royal Rumble. Because I just basically started watching WWE again, and let me just say, this is the most depressing I've ever been watching WWE. That was one of the most saddest pay-per-views I've ever seen in my life. Like, when I saw Big Show and Kane just throwing people out left and right, I was just getting sad and just more sad. It just got more depressing. It just took the energy out of me. I was like, what the fuck is this? You know, there was no surprise factor in the Royal Rumble this year like there usually is. Like, you know, you always got that one guy who's in the Final Four who shouldn't be there. There wasn't that this year. You knew what was going to happen. You knew exactly what was going to happen that whole Royal Rumble match. And it was just getting worse and worse. I mean, the triple threat match, let me just say this. If anybody got hate for Cena, you got to take your head off to that man after that match. That man put in some work that match. All of them did. All three of them looked amazing in that match. So that match was awesome. The tag team match between the Usos and Mizdow, I don't know what the fuck that was. The whole bringing out Bully Ray without Devon kind of threw me off, but I was just happy to see, you know, Bully back in WWE. I mean, the Royal Rumble itself was a disaster. That's supposed to be your road to WrestleMania. That's supposed to set the tone for WrestleMania. That's what Royal Rumble is supposed to be. It's supposed to be, okay, this is going to happen. Fuck yeah, WrestleMania is coming. If that's what we have to look forward to, my God. I'm talking about we probably going to see the worst WrestleMania ever. If that's what I'm looking at. Like,
hey, The Rock
that was horrible. That don't mean shit. That was stupid. That was fucking useless. That was the most useless thing I've ever seen in my life. To bring this...
I'm like, hey, Rock, go out there, help him, go out there.
Firstly, this you already knew Rock was coming because the dumbass posted on his Twitter that he was at the fucking Royal Rumble. So right, I'm like, okay.
Like, why in the fuck do you need to post that shit?
Yeah.
Keep it surprise.
So I'm like, okay, either he's going to enter number 30 and help his cousin win, or he's going to probably come out and save his cousin. Either way, Rock is going to come out at the end. Sure enough, Shields beating up Roman. Here comes The Rock.
It was so, like, Rock being there was so pointless.
It really was.
It was.
That wasn't even over. It's like,
it was.
Oh, y'all had a whole run-in, feel-good moment. The music is playing, and this match is not even over yet. So
it was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, like, who in the fuck booked that shit, man?
And dude, I'm telling you, it was just bad. I'm like, okay, here comes The Rock, and The Rock came out, and I'm a huge Rock fan, but after seeing that, I was like, I couldn't even get excited. I was just sitting there like, oh, The Rock's coming,
yeah. Yeah, that was exactly how I felt.
That was my reaction.
Oh, wow, The Rock is coming out. I'm like, okay. So.
I didn't even get up. Usually when Rock hit If You Smell, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. I was just like, oh, Rock.
Yeah, because
that was my
like
exact
reaction.
Well,
it was totally off. And you felt that it was off. And, you know, even me being, you know, my name is after the fucking Rock. Mr. Team Bring It. I love The Rock. When he came out last night, I didn't give a fuck. I just said,
I really didn't. Yeah. I was like, oh. Rock.
Yeah, it's curious to
and see, another thing I want to address that this needs to be discussed is the people that are shocked that Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble. It's like people. They brought Daniel Bryan in to throw you off. Everybody in their mama, even a fucking crackhead, knew that Roman Reigns was going to win the Royal Rumble. I'm for real. Like, let's be honest here. And people are like, oh my God, he won the Royal Rumble. You dumb bitch, he was gonna win it. It was already planned. Like, dude, he won Superstar of the Year last year, which to me is the most ridiculous thing I ever saw in my life. I'm like, how the fuck did Brock Lesnar not win Superstar of the Year?
Exactly
right.
Good job. That was what was so mind-boggling to me. I'm like, first of all, okay, what the fuck did you do in
that's what I'm saying. You had one decent match that whole year against Randy Orton, and when I say decent, I'm being generous.
He didn't do shit. The only major thing that he did was break his balls, repair his balls. Then he came back to the Royal Rumble, won the fucking shit, and you call your shit Superstar of the Year? Why? Get your life.
That's what I'm saying. It's like when he won Superstar of the Year, I'm like, all right, that's it.
That's it. Was me.
It could have ended better. Like, if you would have had all your top guys just there at the end, and then Roman throws everybody out, Cool, we all go home happy. Daniel Bryan makes it to the end. Bray Wyatt's there at the end. Dolph being number 30. It's like, hey, we all happy.
And another thing, why was Ziggler number 30 of all people?
I don't know.
Why would you put Ziggler number 30? Unless he was winning. If he was the one, I would have
Paul Heyman? Would you put a Paul Heyman guy to be number 30? How about number 22? How about number 1? How about number 3? All this juggling of Brock Lesnar's nuts is irrelevant. You might as well just go up to fucking Boston and just juggle Tom Brady's nuts while you're at it. If you can find
What the hell was Curtis Axel?
That's some funny shit.
Brock Lesnar hadn't done a damn thing in 2014 except beat Cena and beat Taker. What the fuck would he be Superstar of the Year for?
Wait, so let me get this straight. So ending the streak and an accomplishment.
Daniel Bryan had
no. Apparently no. I mean, come on now.
Does that mean Daniel Bryan should have been Superstar of the Year?
No. Answer the question. So ending the streak doesn't mean shit now. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Obviously not.
The streak doesn't mean shit.
The streak don't mean shit. Did you just say the streak don't mean shit?
Well, that meant a lot. That actually meant a lot going 20 plus years like that, man. That meant a whole lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The streak didn't mean shit anymore. The Undertaker himself, he literally said, and I quote, his own streak did not mean shit because he wanted to lose to Punk, not Lesnar. They presently handed the streak to Lesnar on a silver fucking platter. And if you couldn't have seen that shit coming, then obviously you were oblivious.
You know you done fucked up, right? You do realize that back in 2009 when Undertaker and Brock Lesnar had that stare down in UFC, Undertaker wanted to lose to Brock Lesnar that year at WrestleMania. If you know you read it.
Undertaker said, because he asked Brock, are you ready?
Punk last year. Why would he tell the whole world that he wanted to lose to CM Punk?
But he wanted to lose. So he said he wanted to lose to CM Punk last year. Doesn't mean he didn't want to lose to Brock Lesnar in 2009 when they had that stare down. Is that what you're trying to say? He also wanted to lose to Randy Orton, too.
He wanted to punch Brock Lesnar in the face.
Wait. You do know that he was supposed to lose to Randy Orton, too, right?
Okay, what it is was the Undertaker had a lot of the Undertaker picked a lot of people that he wanted to lose to because he didn't mind having the streak broken. What it was Vince McMahon, like he said on the podcast, Vince McMahon made the final call. So it's not like Undertaker just saying, no. Undertaker handpicked certain people he didn't mind taking an L to. But Vince McMahon put the nail in the coffin.
Exactly. Exactly.
He said, hey, I think Brock Lesnar got all the muscles. I really like that.
Mm-hmm. I can't even believe you brought Brock Lesnar as a Superstar of the Year. That right there is a fucking joke. That right there is a joke. Brock Lesnar.
So Roman Reigns winning Superstar of the Year isn't a joke?
It's almost like it doesn't matter. The awards are rigged anyway.
Wait. You just said that Brock is a joke, but you accept Roman Reigns, who literally did nothing.
I didn't say I accepted Roman Reigns. I said Roman Reigns winning last night because, quite frankly, that's what the whole world wanted. They wanted it, and they didn't get it. They got pissed. They get it this year, they get pissed. Bottom line is that
Brock Lesnar, to not only be on TV like 3-4 times a year, he had the best year out of anybody.
Exactly.
Right, and then he only worked part-time. He only worked for 4 hours, and then that was it.
Here's the best part. Let's look at what Brock Lesnar did last year. He broke the streak, and he did something that I didn't think was humanly possible. This man killed the Super Cena thing. No one in history has ever killed Super Cena. He single-handedly killed Super Cena. There is no more Super Cena.
He was the doomsday. Yes, he was the doomsday of the WWE.
Who else can you say by themselves has stopped Super Cena?
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan stopped Super Cena.
Wait. So you're telling me Brock Lesnar beating the streak and beating John Cena, who everybody fucking hates anyway, is big than beating Triple H and one night.
Beat John Cena. He didn't just beat John Cena. When have you ever seen book John Cena to look submissive? Never.
That's never.
Never booked John Cena like that. And for them to go out there and be like, John, we're going to book it where Lesnar dominates you from bell to bell, and that's never happened.
Have we never seen that before? Tell me we have not seen John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar pretty much dominates before. Tell me we haven't.
Cena won, though.
Yeah, Cena won.
The last time Brock Lesnar beat that ass.
Cena was typical Cena where you saw it coming.
Yeah, Cena, when the first match when Lesnar came back, John Cena had a Super Cena moment, pulled out his chain, punched him, and FU'd him, and then the match was over.
Okay, so the
match, but you're eventually going to win.
Prior to that one time, Super Cena beats Brock Lesnar, and now we're supposed to be impressed by 17 straight Germans. Chris Benoit, dude.
17 German suplexes were more impressive than the fact that Roman Reigns hadn't been beat all year.
Right, exactly.
And that's saying a lot.
Because we already know that Roman Reigns should have never won that award. But we're talking about Vince McMahon's, animated series. This is his cartoon and shit. You know what I'm saying? But everybody know that. We all know who the true superstar of the year is, and it definitely wasn't Roman Reigns.
It was Brock Lesnar to me. Brock had the best. It was
Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was the best year. He did the most out of everybody last year.
Right.
He was the man that he was the talk of that year.
What he did was more impactful than Roman Reigns not being pinned all year.
Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, neither one of them even get a nod. Brock Lesnar gets it because he beat the streak and beat John Cena.
Okay, let's end it right here. Tell me right now. No. I got this. Tell me right now. You did something big when CNN is talking about you ending the Undertaker streak. You did something big when President Barack Obama even says that he end the streak. You did something bad when ESPN headline. It's on ESPN First Take. They did a fucking segment on Undertaker streak ending. It was talked about for a month. That's huge.
Sorry. For starters, your streak credit just got revoked by bringing Barack Obama into any conversation. Number two, really am I going to sit here and go with what ESPN First Take thinks? This is the same guys who have been like kissing the asses of a certain football team for the past 7 days. They're pretty much out. They're dismissed. All I'm saying is that if you're going to sit here and put in Brock Lesnar in the talk for Superstar of the Year, you have to respect the fact of what the young guys did in a time when Undertaker and Cena and Lesnar were pretty much the hot shit all year long. You have to at least sit here and consider at least some of those young guns.
Okay, firstly, what you just said right now was just completely retarded because when's the last time a story from WWE made headlines to ESPN? Let's stop right there. When has a story from WWE ever made on ESPN?
Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mike Tyson.
Exactly. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mike Tyson. How long ago was that?
Probably, let's see.
That was about 20 years, 2 months, 3 days, 14 minutes, and 14 seconds.
That was years ago.
I'm not that old. I am not that old.
That was almost 18 years ago.
All I'm saying is you want us to give, I have no problem with giving the young guys a nod.
They get a nod.
Seth Rollins was very impressive last year. Money in the Bank. He headlined a lot of pay-per-views thanks to Brock Lesnar because if you don't have a champion, you don't have a main event. So who's the next best heel on TV? The Mr. Money in the Bank guy, Seth Rollins. So you still got to give it to Brock because without Brock, Seth doesn't have a year.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
So who exactly gave the nod to Roman Reigns?
It wasn't me. I know that.
It wasn't. No one said Roman Reigns.
It wasn't Triple H. Who gave the nod to Roman Reigns and Superstar?
Triple H did.
Triple H, because the Triple H's nose is always in people's business.
Wow.
Everybody fucking know that. They don't take a genius to know that. Even Stevie Wonder know about that shit. Yeah.
See, what would have been, seriously, this would have been smart. I'm going to be honest with you. This would have been smart. What would have been smart for WWE was to let Daniel Bryan, to let him win the Royal Rumble. That would have been smart. Daniel Bryan never lost his belt. He never was defeated for his title. So why not have him, the ultimate underdog, go into WrestleMania and face Brock Lesnar, and then you can have Roman Reigns build. You can put him up against a Rusu. You can put him against Cena. You can do anything. Just build him up and let Daniel Bryan get what rightfully belongs to him. That was smart. But then again, we all know WWE nowadays are being ran by preschoolers. So, what they decided to do is just let Roman Reigns win. That's what they decided because they was like, oh, we got to do this because we've been a superstar of the year. That's what
Hold on. The idea of Daniel Bryan Lesnar originally?
You better give him a different champion than Brock Lesnar because we all know how sloppy Brock gets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we seen a glimpse of that last night, too, when he did that German suplex on Seth Rollins. He landed on his elbow. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. I thought Seth died. I thought Seth died last night, to be honest with you.
That's a fact.
I thought Seth did die.
My other point. This is why Philly fans, and I hate to clown my own home city, but I gotta call
clown on.
This is why the fuck y'all are never taken seriously. Y'all are so stuck in your ECW method that y'all gonna want your own people killed because had Daniel Bryan won that Rumble and then get forced to go up against Brock Lesnar, let me tell you what would have happened. One suplex. That neck gets re-injured. Oh, let me tell you what every fan would have been saying. Why y'all put Daniel in the ring with Brock? Oh, I'm sorry. Was it you, the geniuses, that were cheering for him to win the Royal Rumble in the first place?
But see, Reese, that's the thing, though. You have to that's the thing. You saying that would happen. Let it happen. Let the fans see that's what you wanted because the fans these days aren't satisfied with shit. So give them what they want. Let them see that.
Now looking at what Reese just said, I concur with Reese.
No, I do concur.
I'm not trying to see another Owen Hart break his neck and some shit on a German suplex.
Yeah, I don't
think
think
that
he
life.
needs to sacrifice.
Yeah, man. Talking about he's one drop kick away from being eliminated.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You will definitely be wrestling with Jesus after that.
Right. What happened is what happened, and we can't change it. And WWE is not going to change it because we are in a microwave era, and Roman Reigns is the hot guy right now. So this is what they're going to do.
According to who?
Wait, Fresh.
You say Roman Reigns is hot?
I don't mean
I'm not projecting.
Hold on. Fresh. I don't mean to throw a cloudy forecast your way, but did you say he's one of the hottest ones right now?
He's the hottest one right now.
No, you got to listen to the whole story.
Well, actually,
I
won't agree with Fresh on this one. I'll say it because this is what the fans were bitching about in last year's Royal Rumble. They expected.
That's all I'm saying. Like, this is what they wanted last year. We didn't get it last year because when WWE makes up their mind, this is what they do. That's why we got Batista. Like, I'll put it to you like this. Had Batista got the pop that he should have gotten, Daniel Bryan would have been nowhere near WrestleMania's main event last year, and I guarantee you that.
But we're talking about Batista. Let me tell you right now, anybody could have won that Royal Rumble. Nobody wanted Batista to win that shit. Let's just be honest.
Exactly. Especially when he came out with them skinny jeans, you think you was going to get the big pop? I don't think so.
What I was saying was the fact that people knew that he was going to win it, man. That's what really pissed everybody off.
You came out there with them skinny jeans and the nose piercing. Nobody was not going to pop your ass. No.
There's no way on any planet that a man who flips anything on TV belongs to Royal Rumble.
No. Yeah.
This man is 285 pounds with skinny jeans. That did throw me off. I'm like, whoa, Batista, what you doing?
Yeah, right. Them skinny jeans. I'm like, who the fuck is this?
I know. I'm not going to lie. When I heard his music, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, Batista back. And he came out with them skinny jeans. I'm like, what is this?
And the nose piercing? I'm like, what kind of transition you going into, son?
Hey, here's the extra thing. You know what would have really saved the
They should start playing.
His return was never announced. If they could have broke the deal, said, hey, are you interested in being in the Royal Rumble? If you could have kept that on the low, and then all of a sudden you count that down 9, 8, 7, 6. As soon as that clock hit, and then all of a sudden you hear that music, I was like, what the fuck, Batista?
Exactly. If they saved it for the Rumble, it would have been different.
Well, now, wait, at the same time, like, do you think they should have saved Daniel Bryan to after the Rumble? Like,
I do. I honestly do. I honestly think they should have saved, because I think what they did, I think they panicked. That was, I kind of feel like that was a panic move right there when they brought Daniel Bryan back to announce he was returning. I feel like that was a panic move by the creative team just to bring him in to make the World Rumble get some star power. They needed star power.
Yeah, because they needed star power like a motherfucker. Because okay, Roman Reigns, he just came back from nut surgery, and they need some additional people. So I'm just, it is what
this dude just keeps saying that.
Nut surgery. Hold on, I also want to touch on another point.
All deflated.
Hold on, I also want to touch on another point though that a lot of people always complain. I always hear a lot of people complain about Royal Rumble stars that the winner always coming back from an injury or something. I was like, hold on. Now, if Daniel Bryan won, then what makes him different from Edge or Cena or Shawn Michaels or anybody else who was injured?
Well, let's be honest. The Cena Royal Rumble winning thing, that shocked everybody, even Triple H. Stephanie pulled a fast one that year.
Okay. We talking about being a surprise entry coming on.
First of all, this man wasn't even supposed to win the Royal Rumble.
He wasn't.
He was supposed to be
Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley was supposed to win
that shit. John Cena, he just came in and just said, okay, my neck is fine. It just got repaired yesterday, so I'm fine.
Yeah,
so
I'm fine.
I'm going to come in, win the Royal Rumble, go to WrestleMania, and lose.
No, he was the first one to put his WrestleMania thing on the line the very next month.
Yeah, no, because, the original plan, this was the original plan. It was supposed to be Lashley versus Batista at WrestleMania, Orton versus Cena. That was they were going for. But like Chris is pointing out, Cena was like, hey, I'm Superman. I'm back. Let me win the Royal Rumble. So they said, okay. So they let him go in the Royal Rumble and win it.
Cena make that infamous announcement at.
And then not only that, when you have, and then that's when that reaction by Triple H, that was not acting. That was literally no one knew but Stephanie. Stephanie was the only one that knew Cena was there that night. That's why when you see Triple H turn around, Triple H was really asking him, what the hell are you doing here? He wasn't kidding. All Triple H was told is that whoever comes to number 30, you're going to lose to him. That's all they told him. Because 2 weeks prior to the Royal Rumble, Lashley got requested for his release, and he got released because he heard that he wasn't going to win. Because Lashley, leading up to the Royal Rumble, Lashley was supposed to return at the Royal Rumble. That was the plan, and he was supposed to win it. Because Lashley got hurt by Mr. Kennedy. But all that bullshit going on with Lashley's wife, Crystal, and then that bullshit, he couldn't take it anymore, and he left.
No, and don't forget all the little, racist comments.
Yeah, with Michael Hayes.
Yeah.
Oh, but the WWE is not racist, though. But, that's another thing.
That's how WWE should have booked Daniel Bryan. You should have kept him in a trailer as far away from the building as possible. And when it was time for the Rumble, and when it was almost close to his number, that's when you go out back and you go get Daniel Bryan. Sneak him into the building. Nobody should know he's here.
Yeah, and then when you hear his music,
that way,
it would be crazy.
When you hear the music, you're going to get that pop because everybody thinks Daniel Bryan is not going to wrestle anymore.
Exactly, and he would have got a
rumor.
Dude, his pop would have been
definite.
definite.
Played off the rumors of the internet because the internet was going crazy that Daniel Bryan would never wrestle again. So if this is what they think, this is what we should give them. Daniel Bryan.
But at the same time, they wanted to bring him back. Bring him back so you kind of knock their little ring rust off, and they was about to move SmackDown to Thursday, and they want him to be the face of SmackDown.
John Cena is a great idea for WrestleMania. Shit's stupid too.
Yeah, that was.
I'm trying to figure out this. How the fuck you gonna build somebody up just to be squashed by Superman? I don't get it.
No, you know what's funny? Yeah. Wasn't Russo supposed to be beefing with Ryback right now?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck happened with that? I know, that's the most weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life. When they fired those three, I was like, what the hell?
Hey, man, because they were talking about they wanted to kill Dolph's momentum, man, before the Rumble. So just put it all on.
You know what? I kind of believe now that John Cena is holding the grudge against that man. I kind of feel it now because I think Nikki's in his ear.
They also had to say a consolation prize. They said, well, you're not going to be going for the title. You said that's going to be Roman's spot now. And so he said, well, you get the next best thing. You get to take this man undefeated streak.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Before y'all jump on Cena's back, first of all,
I forgot. You tired of Fruity Pebbles, though.
He is. He's a Cena fan.
That nigga held up his Cena shirt.
No, because y'all not going to bash Cena for beating Rusev when his undefeated streak is no longer relevant to life.
Damn, he clear.
Hey, one thing I gotta give though. One thing I give to Fresh is the most realistic Cena fan there is, though. He will bash
I'm just
Cena.
saying. I mean, I'm not trying to bash Cena. It is what it is. You got a stale Superman that been there for 10 fucking years saying, you can't see me. I mean, still there. And then every time that we up there, you know, want to put somebody else that's new. Hold on. I'm not bashing him, Fresh. Calm down.
I'm saying you're a part of that universe that you hate the old guys, but now you have a new guy, and oh my God, he's not ready.
No. Correction. I'm not bashing Roman Reigns. It is what it is. You push a motherfucker that's not ready.
I'm bashing him.
That's not somebody that's already like tasted the main event or whatever. There's a difference. The reason why I don't like Roman Reigns is because the motherfucker can't talk.
I'm bashing Roman Diesel. That's his new name is Roman Diesel.
No, I call him Superman 2.0 because
that's
Roman Diesel.
That's Roman Diesel. Think about it. That's Roman Diesel.
Hold on now, at the same time, hey, just like when Paul Heyman was talking today, said, did you think Brock was ready when he took the belt at SummerSlam against The Rock?
Nope.
Did I think what?
But what saved Brock was that Brock had a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
If Roman Reigns had a manager who was as good as Paul. If Roman Reigns had Bobby Heenan, we wouldn't even be questioning.
We really wouldn't. We wouldn't be talking.
We wouldn't be talking about is he ready. We'd be saying this is the future of your company.
The reason why Brock Lesnar was so perfect is because you had Brock just go in and destroy people, and he didn't talk. You had Heyman talk. To be honest with you, Brock didn't start talking until he took on The Undertaker. That's when Brock started fucking actually talking, when he actually started taking on The Undertaker. But before then, Brock was just that quiet monster where Heyman just said everything. Heyman was the mouthpiece. Heyman said, if you had to talk, you had to talk to Heyman. But then Brock slowly started kind of going his own way.
But then again, like, Brock is that 1 in a million. Just like Austin taking off like that. That's 1 in that's 1 out of like a million fucking chances to get it right. And Brock Lesnar was just perfect.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm a self-punk fan.
Like a monster. Like, he looked like a nigga that could beat you up. And then he could actually wrestle because he had a college background of wrestling. And then he's a freakish athlete. Like, way before John Cena was FU in the Big Show, Brock was F5ing the Big Show.
Yeah, like it was nothing. Like he was nothing.
What John Cena can do, Brock Lesnar been throwing Big Show around.
Yeah,
he was throwing him around like a baby too.
Right.
But no, real talk. I'll say this. I think Seth Rollins is, instead of Roman Reigns, I honestly believe WWE need to set up a Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose feud. Those two are the faces, not Roman. I think Roman needs some more time. I think Dean Ambrose is just getting pushed aside too.
When Roman beats Brock Lesnar, the only way you're going to save this main event is for that crappy ass Seth Rollins to hit, because everybody knows it sucks, and for him to come out and cash the Money in the Bank in. That's the only way.
Or they can turn Roman heel too. So either way.
Man, nobody wants to see that.
You don't want to hear that shit. You don't want to see a Rock 2.0. That's what it's going to be.
That's all it's going to fucking be. There, dressing in, having these suits and shit. I say,
having $1 glasses. Yeah, I don't want to see that shit with his self-monotone.
Cut his hair. And
he's going to start talking about Daffy Duck and shit.
Right.
Bring up some SpongeBob quotes. Talking about ripping his pants. I don't know. Hear that shit.
I'm jumping off buildings and shit, when I was Superboy and shit.
Superman punching people.
But Fresh, to go back to your original point with the whole Cena Rusev thing, you watch this one. In Memphis, you're going to see more Americans. They're going to be carrying that Russian flag around like nobody business, just out of spite for Cena.
that is possible.
Shit, I would.
I can see that.
The point is, it's like Rusev. Like, now if Rusev would have had a solid year of beating, like, if he'd have beat legit people, I wouldn't have a problem with him being undefeated. But, like, fam, you beat Zack Ryder 3 weeks in a row. Then you beat Dolph Ziggler, who, okay, that's credible. But then you beat R-Truth 3 weeks in a row. Like, how is this legit, fam? You beating niggas.
I don't think people even remember those times, man, until they start changing it to USA versus the world, you know?
You keep
and then it's like, okay, so then when they change it to USA versus Russia, you beat up Jack Swagger, whose career is already in the fucking toilet. Sorry, Jack, but it's the fact. Then you beat the Big Show, who turns heel more than, man, he flip-flops so hard between characters. I don't think the Big Show
nobody cares about those two anymore, man.
Then you beat Mark Henry, who's just a nigga who look like Rick Ross.
And Big E.
Hey, everybody, thank you so much. We gotta wrap it up, but everybody, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. We had a ball. It was so fucking hilarious. This week we're gonna have.
I'll be here for the after show if y'all still want to talk. Right?
I'm gonna stay for the after show. But let me just do this promo right quick. But this week for WCC Network, Sex Battles will be on Wednesday. I think at 10:30. Jake.
Yeah.
10:30.
Yeah.
Okay, what you got planned for Sex Battles?
Hey, we talking about these women. We talking about why women go through what they go through and they feel the way afterwards. So
because
we need y'all to call in. Y'all gotta call in because we talking about all of this. Oh, what he did to me in the past type.
What the hell you going on your smooth talking voice?
Wait, hold on. What did I just jump into? I just left for a little bit. What happened?
Call in. We just doing it. Check out Sex Battles
every very white voice on that.
Central on the WCC or whatever. We'll post it on the group. But where can they find you, Jake?
You can find me at Twitter at DJ Gator ATL or my page on Facebook, Jake Marshall. Sex Battles. I'm always in the group. Join the group. We talk about that kind of stuff all day long.
Mr. Long walks on the beach.
Cool. And also you can find me, Mr. Team Bring It at Facebook. Chris versus Team Bring It on Facebook.com. Twitter, I don't know, I'm hardly on Twitter, so there's no point of you contacting me on Twitter, but I'll probably promote it one day or whatever on the show. Wrestling Buddy, where he at? Are you still here, man?
I'm right here, brother.
Okay, you right there. Where can they find you, sir?
You can find me on Facebook. I want to.
I mean, that's how you feel. Like,
damn. That was so much, though. Like, he didn't give no information. He just said you can find me on Facebook.
Right. Okay, so everybody, for that, because that man do not want to identify himself. You can hit up Anonymous at Facebook.
No. My name is Taiwan Wright.
Hey, low-key, that's how Roman Reigns should do his promos, though.
That is.
One word answers, then leave. Like, just.
So, Roman, what do you think about John Cena? Facebook. Go.
Right. Believe that,
Y'all so damn ignorant.
Reese, where can they find you? Where can they find you at?
Hold on. Who's you talking to?
You. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Reese Rocks Mike. You can also find me under Facebook under Reese Borges Rockin' Reese.
Awesome. All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much. Remember to hit us up on WCC 24/7 on YouTube. I will be uploading the show tomorrow because I got to upload the show from last night. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week or Wednesday or whatever. But anyway, have a good night, everybody, and thank you for
You're the next one and nothing to kill. You don't believe it, but I'm betting that